Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Ninja Knight. Make sure you like this video, make sure you share this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you. So I have images here that were provided by allspark.com, and we have what seems to be leaked figures from the first wave of the Transformers Kingdom toy line, and we're featuring our Beast Wars characters. Now this is an image of everyone's favourite Maximal. Well, it wouldn't be my favourite Maximal, but he was definitely quite likeable, and I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that absolutely loved this guy and his voice actor, of course, Scott McNeil. This is Rattrap. So Rattrap obviously is a character that transforms into a rat. So I like the way it looks in the pictures. It's a very, very nice looking rat. Now, I mean, I didn't think I'd ever say that out loud about a rat other than, I suppose, Splinter from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So it looks like there's no articulation here on the front legs, which is a little bit disappointing. But look, I suppose when it's, I think as far as I know, this is a core class figure, which means this is in around $10, or should be about 10 to 12 euro, given the fact that we end up having to pay way more in euros than dollars, which is also very strange. This seems like very basic in the beast mode, and that's okay. Look, I think we're going to end up getting a masterpiece Rattrap pretty soon. I think it's only a matter of time before we'll see a masterpiece Rattrap come along. So I think that these, sometimes they intentionally make these figures a little bit less quality so that they know that you will end up buying the masterpiece later on down the road. We have Rattrap here transformed, and he looks really nice. Now obviously the feet from the rat mode still become his robot feet in his robot mode, which is a little bit disappointing. I would have liked to see the kind of metallic robot feet that he had, like he did originally in the show, be the feet, whether you change them around or whether they come out of the calves. That would have been nice, but alas, this is not what we're getting. The backpack looks really tight on it and really tidy. Now this was a character that did have a backpack within the show, and I thought that that was a nice thing that they did, that they included it within the show to have his kibble. But I think it's tidily done enough here at the back. But like I said, there's no rotation with the feet, so you can't even get the feet or the legs out of the way. I think the way the rat head goes into the torso is pretty nice. It's very, very tight. It's very nice looking. And I think that the ball jointed shoulders and the ball jointed legs are very nice in how they look and how they function as well too. It looks like you get plenty of posing out of them. His head looks pretty cool. The back of his head features some grey fur, which, okay, you're not going to be looking at the back of his head, but it's unfortunate in a way that there is grey fur on the back of his head. But this, I will remind you that this is a very cheap figure, so they did well considering we have been pretty much getting sticks as figures, sticks and bricks as figures for the last couple of years for that price point. So this is definitely a better figure in my opinion. I like the robot mode. It has maximum symbols as well too on his arms, which is really nice. I think that's a very clever detail. I also like the paint and the two teeth that he has, the two buck teeth that he had in the TV show, really showing and being very prominent here. This is an image of him with his Generations counterpart. So just go to show the size difference. This guy was a deluxe size. Okay, he features a little bit of articulation here in the arms, well, in the legs. But I think that the portrait, the wrap look to him is a lot better looking than this one for various reasons. I think the cheeks are too far out. I think they're nice and tucked in here. I think the way it curves is a lot nicer. The fact it doesn't have a movable mouth is probably a good thing, because sometimes that can throw the look off. And I think the little white dot, even though it wouldn't have been my choice, I think I would have went all black, but the little white dot is reminiscent of how he looked on the TV show at times. So this is pretty nice. The only thing that this is missing is the fact that it could stand up on its own two legs and look forward the way he did a lot in the show. But this is, the fact that this is smaller is a massive improvement of how it looks. I mean, look at the kibble on this guy versus look at the kibble on this guy. It's not too much more noticeable. So this is a good step, I think, from Hasbro. Here he is beside the Earthrise Bumblebee. So for a core class figure that's in and around that $10 price point, or what will be about 12-13 euros, I would imagine, he's just as big as a deluxe, or what has been a deluxe in the Transformers Siege line. So that's pretty nice. We're seeing here now that we have Rattrap, the core class one, standing beside the deluxe class Rattrap that we had previously, and personally I think that this is a much cleaner looking mode. I think it looks a lot better, and it doesn't, the shoulders don't jut out as much as those ones, and then of course then he has his rounded peg holes there. The feet on this one I think look a lot better, but again those calves look not as good here and look much better here, and the rat mode, the rat head mode, definitely tucks in a lot more. So I do think that this is a very big improvement over this guy, and this guy was pretty good at the time, given the fact that we still don't have a masterpiece version of this figure. Here we have an image of him with the Earthrise Bumblebee. So this guy, well, Netflix Bumblebee, whichever one he's coming in. And again, he's a little bit smaller than him, which I think is very fitting given the fact that Rattrap is a small character. And I do not think, well, I can't say right now, but I do not know if these characters are going to interact. So it would be quite small to see him the same size as Bumblebee, given the fact that he would be as big as a car, which he has not been depicted as in the past, from what I understand. So yeah, this is a very nice figure, I think. And we go back to the rat mod. Now this isn't the only thing that got leaked. So there's been more leaks over the last couple of days, and this is a Blackarachnia. Now they have obviously taken a lot of inspiration from the Masterpiece figure that came out recently, and I think that was a great idea. Now just along here we can see that there are eyes. So these are obviously going to be the spider mode's eyes. So whether these tuck down further into this sort of crotch plate, which was done with the MP, it remains to be seen. Otherwise, you have all of the eyes here that are nice, seem to be nicely painted, and then you have all of these eyes here. So I'd be curious to see what happens. It seems to be taking a lot of details from the Masterpiece, and that the legs look quite similar. The fact that it transforms is probably going to be quite similar, where this flips up and this flips out, and the legs tuck up. And then the one thing I would be a little bit disappointed is the lack of articulation on the legs of the spider mode. So again, we're used to Blackarachnia having those machine gun type legs, so it's a little bit disappointing that they didn't break out a little bit more quality for this and had, you know, what we had with the MP, which is lovely articulated spider legs. Again, we're seeing these claw arms. These claw arms are not articulated, so I suppose if you wanted an ultimate articulated figure, you're going to have to get the Masterpiece. So that's a good business practice from Hasbro. Next we have an image of Cheetor. So this is a preview picture, and this seems to have been leaked. The Cheetah mode looks very interesting. From you can see from the eyes look very wide, which Cheetor is always known to be. But I think they got stuck between the fact that this has to transform into a robot, and obviously the robot mode has different coloured eyes on the robot mode head of the Cheetah. So I'm kind of a little bit disappointed that these aren't green, because I feel that they were very striking in the Cheetah mode. But this is a very nice Cheetah mode, considering the very poor attempt that we got when the Generations line kind of kicked off. So I think that this Cheetah looks nice. I would like the eyes to be coloured different, but again, that's going to be customizers that are going to get down to that, and they're going to look at this now and say, okay, right, we'll paint that and have an alternate mode version of Cheetor now. I do like the way it looks. It does look very, very nice. It doesn't look as close to the animated show, so that might be the angle that they're going at, to maybe reintroduce these characters in a new way to new fans, and then that's what they're going to do from there. Interesting. So again, he doesn't look completely like how we used to on the TV show, which I think is probably a step in a new direction, and how they're probably going to go with these characters in the future. Here we see Beast Wars Cheetor transformed into a robot. We have a nice maximal symbol on his head. He has his golden eyes, which are pretty classic to him. He has a pretty stern looking face, which I'm surprised by, because Cheetor was always a happy-go-lucky character, particularly in season 1. It transforms pretty nicely. You can see some parts fold up here, and the Cheetah head is there. I do expect this character to be repainted and slightly remolded as Tigertron. Whether they upscale it a little bit will be remain to be seen. He comes with a brand new weapon, and this seems to be like a tail axe, or a tail sort of smasher, maybe hammer. So this is an interesting one that I think that we haven't seen before on Cheetor. We've seen that he has had a tail gun before, which wasn't used, and then we always seen the gut gun that wasn't used. The legs being folded up here are pretty interesting, but again, like I said, these are probably cost-cutting measures, and this is why we're seeing not quite accurate representations of what was on the shows. I think that they are going to look at it and say, well, if you want an accurate representation of the show, buy the Masterpiece. Here we have what seems to be an image as well of Earthrise Warpath. So this is a character that I've always liked in the TV show, so to see him now coming along is pretty exciting, and we can't get a really clear look at Warpath. There are 2 of them in this picture, and we do have a number of Cheetors. So whoever this is obviously a fan of Cheetor, it seems. You can see the robot legs are jutting out at the back. Some people have them folded, some of them have them folded, some of them have them not folded. Whether they fold back in is going to be pretty interesting to see. We can see that some of the spots as well too on the left hand side, and obviously on the right hand side, that doesn't cover itself in spots all the way, and there's pretty much a blue outline here that's pretty representative of the fact it's going to be a robot. Obviously these figures don't cost too much, but I would have liked to see a little bit more given the fact that the company have had time to really get these characters nailed, in my opinion. Anyway, this is the Transformers Kingdom. Seems to be Wave 1. What do you think about it? Leave a comment below. Are you buying this? Will you be all in on this? Or are you happy enough to collect the masterpiece of Beast Wars, which has gotten significantly higher in price? Will you collect the masterpieces instead? Or will you switch your collection now to collect these guys instead and not buy the masterpiece anymore? Or will you buy both? Remember to like this video, remember to share this video, and remember to subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate that. Good luck.